Well, hello everyone. I hope you're all having a great Friday so far. Thanks for being here. Ladies, gentlemen, programs, users, and gentlefolk, welcome on in. It's Friday. You know, you listen. You listen. Hi. Don't interrupt me when I'm introducing myself. I am Scott. Week has sucked. Oof. That sometimes happens, unfortunately. Is what it is, right? It's like, what do you do? All of a sudden, it's like the day sucks. Anyway, hopefully it's not too bad. Again, thanks for being in, coming by. We are going to be jumping back into more Star Citizen here shortly. And I still don't have Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 reinstalled because Microsoft servers suck booty. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. I'm currently running on a gigabit sequential connection. I know it has nothing to do with my personal connection. Internet connection is great, but trying to download from the Microsoft servers for Flight Sim or Asobo servers, whoever is running the servers, I'm pretty sure it's Microsoft. Pretty sure it's Azure. That being said, how can it be downloading one part of the game at 200 megabytes per second and then go from that to 6.7 megabit per second? Right? Finishes one file, no problem. Boom. Right? Now I understand, you know, it's the nature, but it's just the nature of network traffic, especially when you're dealing with large server farms, CDNs, so on and so forth. But like, come on. This game's been around since like the late 2019. Yeah, the other servers are on Mars. Pretty much. That's what it feels like. Like, good God, man. Make up your mind. Where are you in the spectrum? Like, just tweak things a little bit. There's only like 30 gig left, and it's telling me it's still going to take a day to download 30 gig. Meanwhile, a 30 gig game on Steam, I can download and have it installed and running in less than 5 minutes. What the hell? Yeah, IP over carrier pigeon. That, you know, that seems pretty legit. I feel like that's fairly realistic. Yeah. I'm going to agree with that. 100%. How is everybody? Seriously. Anybody got anything interesting going on for the weekend? Anybody? Y'all got anything? 1 second here. Oh, okay. Well, actually, that does. It's crazy. Okay, so sorry, I was just paying attention to something in the Discord community, and it's just, I find Discord sort of an interesting beast sometimes. It's almost like it has a self-cleaning part back into it. I have a Pi DP11 kit to put together. Very nice. Hopefully this weekend I will be able to pick up at least one of the I can afford to pick up one of the 12 totes that I need to be able to start packing. These things hold like 29 US gallons or 400 pounds. Yeah, they're big. I basically shoved 2 human bodies into one if I needed to. I need 12 of these mother truckers. They're on sale right now for $14.99 a piece. Also picked up a 2018 Mac Pro 6. Okay, listen. The trash can used as well. Okay. Sleepy, are you building a computing like, are you building a museum here? Is this a computing museum? The trash can.
You're messing with my Zen thing, man.
Hey, Audi 76
Audi
months. Let's go for 77. Yes,
12300
please.
has just subscribed.
Audi, thank you.
Let's go for
Appreciate it.
77.
Appreciate it. Wait. A Mac Pro 6. Was that a desktop? Core 24 thread Xeon. Yeah, they were still using Intel CPUs at that point, which was pretty nice. Is this the one that was like, it was like round, looked like a black trash can for your desk? $128 gig of mem though. Dual AMD D700 cards and 1 terabyte. The silver trap. Okay, it was the silver trap. Okay, yeah. All right. I'm looking at this. I'm like, God, that is ugly as shit. I mean, okay. Prices aren't too bad for something that was... So you're basically... Okay, I know. So, folks, and Audi, thank you so much for the resub. I really do, truly. The one thing I've actually I've come to notice, CP Developer, one of our Twitch community members, he's a tinkerer. He likes to tinker, but he seems to be in the process of building some wild, wicked ass freaking computing freaking museum. Man's got everything. At this point, you're literally grabbing everything from every era. Like, you're grabbing something from every single freaking era. And it's really, really interesting to see, because this is something that I had been doing up until like 10 years ago when the house fire happened. I had a lot of very old computer equipment that was in functional, like I had a Commodore PET 40, you know, the C64 or 128, right? So I had like a whole bunch of stuff from like Commodore. You know, I had a was it the Tandy, oh god, the was it the TSR 100 or TRS 100, whatever the hell it was? Like, I had a whole bunch of stuff. I had an old ColecoVision, you know, the Atari 2600, all working. You know, a classic freaking first gen Nintendo, right? Watching the bid page for vintage laptop from the early 90s too. My good lord. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, if you can, like, this is what it boils down to. Do what you're happy doing. I mean, as long as you're not hurting people and you're not breaking the law, just do what makes you happy, right? Do what you're passionate about. If you're passionate about old tech and you want to like build up this effectively like this repertoire and collection of old technology and get it back into a working condition, fuck, do it. Just do it, right? 42. Whoa, oh, I'm going to allow that. It's because you said 42. Bit over 40 minutes left. Yeah, thanks for the 4-2 filter there. I allowed it. Yeah, actually, you can thank Nuts Life for that one, okay? Nuts Life, that's right. I'm calling you out. You heard. I said what I said. I don't want to hear boo diggity about it. Anyway, yeah, so Microsoft Flight Sim still not installed because fucking takes forever to install. And I hope that the servers for 2024 are better for download, because god damn, Yosobo servers are terrible. I shouldn't have it go from like 200 down to freaking 6, then up to 190, then down to 1.3, and then skyrocket up to 500, and then dip down below 1. Like, what the fuck? By the way, when I'm talking megabits or megabytes per second. When you're dealing with gigabit connection, I mean, it's like, come on, man, like, what the hell? Don't you 42 me. By the way, chat, if you're looking, if you're watching on Twitch and you want to help out, best ways you can do that is help out there with tips, or down below with subs and everything. I am going to be moving in roughly 4 weeks time. I still haven't started packing, but I need to start packing, getting stuff, and going through. Basically, I also have to go through and cull things. But the funny thing is that sometimes it is better to do that while you're packing and just get rid of the extra stuff while you're packing and just get it out, right? You're packing, you're like, oh, I don't need this. So you set aside a pile that is basically going to the bin, and then you bin it. It's just easier instead of trying to go through it now and figure out, well, what do I, it's like, no, I'm just packing stuff. I'm very methodical with packing, so it does actually make it easier for me to task it as, while I'm packing, I'm also sorting through and getting rid of stuff that is just, it's no longer useful. It's garbage. Just, get rid of it kind of thing. Anyway, you all are here for this wonderful little thing called Star Citizen. We're going to be jumping back into the raft. I'm going to have to fly all the way to Lorville, rent another one, because it is the only place apparently where you can get a raft. Will the flight controls go? You mean the ones behind me? They have to. They're garbage. They don't work anymore. They're not functional. The only flight control that I get to keep when I move is my flight stick, because the flight stick, the VKB flight stick, is mine. The throttle and the pedals and all the other stuff, yeah, that I mean, the thing is though, is think of how many how many 3,000 plus hours. That stuff when I bought it was like $200 brand new. I mean, yeah, it's that. Yeah, like that stuff will have to go, right? I wish that there was, honestly, there's no value to fixing the flight gear that is behind me on the shelf. It's just, I'd be sinking money into something that's plastic and has already failed out. So why, when I could just instead start hopefully slowly putting money away and then purchase, because you guys already know I speak very highly of VKB's flight stick. And who's to say that in the coming next couple of weeks I might find out that I've been accepted into Mosa's program too. So did I get a few thousand hours? I'd say so. I got almost 3,000 hours of use out of that flight equipment, out of the Thrustmaster plastic stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. Anyway, jump in. We've got to do the thing first, where I've got to head to Lorville first. Before we do that, I want to make. Please. Well, and the thing is, like here's the thing, the VKB stuff, the reason it's different is because I can buy components and fix it. I can repair it. It is meant to be completely stripped apart, and every little piece, every single bit of these flight sticks from VKB can be replaced. You can literally just order the parts that you need and replace it. And that's it. Also, far more accurate and as flight sticks go, because it's all magnetics and it's all Hall control. So I mean, it's all Hall sensor, right? So it's freaking really solid. There it is. Okay, marginal. gonna turn that on. We're gonna turn anti-lag off though, because I feel like anti-lag is actually what's been giving me fucking problems. I'm gonna turn that on too. See how that works. Okay. Let's go. But that's the thing, right? Like, I've had the VKB stick for 2 years so far. No stick drift, right? None of it. Like, it's honestly been flawless. And the fact that I can literally pick up any component I need to replace on the VKB flight stick and just replace it, right? Like, how can you go wrong with that? They stand by the product. And again, like I said, you know, who's to say in a couple of weeks time that I come to find out that, you know, I've been accepted into Moses Creator Program. I hope it happens. I'm not betting on it, but I hope that if that happens, that's going to open up a whole different level of things in the future as well, right? So it's like, got some quality of life stuff for soldering. You remember those head-mounted magnifier? Yes, those things are awesome. Oh my God, dude. Okay, so for doing work on, because once I get moved and things get set up, Zaul and I actually want to be able to do some like Warhammer stuff, like Warhammer builds and painting and like scale model stuff, like scale architecture models and stuff like that. That's something that she and I want to do together, but we want to be able to stream it and like bring that side of it. That I was talking about it yesterday. I'm looking at it roughly about $200 to do it all. After yesterday, I can buy one. So it's 20. They're 29-gallon totes. But the nice thing is these ones have a really deep lid on them, and they're stackable. They carry like 400 pounds worth of weight. Like it's. No, I know you were probably banging your face off a desk yesterday, trying not to murder somebody. Which let's be honest, a lot of us have had that experience throughout our lives, right? But yeah, so as you can see, the bar has been moving this week, which very muchly appreciate. So thank you to all of you who've been helping out with subscriptions and, you know, bits and tips and everything. It really is really appreciated. Yeah, I kind of figured you were probably sitting there like, I'm gonna murder somebody. I'm legitimately just gonna murder the fuck out of another human being right now, because how did I know? I just know. You know why I know? Because I've been there. I've worked the corporate office job. I've done the freaking sitting in on meetings with people who are brain dead fucked, right? And thought, oh my God, if I could do anything else and like just make an honest dollar, just doing anything but this, you know, I would gladly do it, kind of thing, right? And whoop. Hey, we hit the hole. Sweet. Dad hit the hole, chat. There. Company switched us over to that flexible, aka unlimited time off system. Those of us maxed out on accrued hours are like, wait. Over to that flexible, aka unlimited time off system. That's terrifying. And what do you end up doing in the interim? Shit. How many people signed up for that unlimited time off system? Unlimited is a scam. You're a scam. You're a scam. Dad's going to his medium hangar, chat. I have like 6 weeks worth saved up. No way to officially get rid of it. Wow, that actually kind of sucks. I'm like, yo, why are you not taking me to my damn hangar, bro? 6 weeks worth saved up. No way to efficiently get rid of it.
Welcome.
Okay, do I...
Vehicle retrieval system.
I still have 38 minutes. Okay, this is what we're going to do.
Vehicle has been delivered
We are
to
going to use the raft to go back and rent the raft. You want to see my hangar? You... Listen, you do not have enough money to be able to see my hangar. There's only one person who gets to see my hangar for free. Yeah, exactly. That costs extra. There's only one human being on this planet that gets to see my hangar for free. And I'm moving in with her in a couple of weeks. Everybody else, y'all gotta pay, but you ain't got enough. I can guarantee. Mind you, yeah. He's like, oh, right. Listen, Slider, don't be mad that I'm moving in with my partner. And then she and I are gonna have, you know, a beautiful life. Slider's just mad because he won't be able to lurk outside my window anymore. Because the place I'm moving into has better security. You'll figure it out. You don't have a ladder this tall. You're gonna need a fucking hot air balloon. Unless you got a ladder that extends up about 65 goddamn feet, I think you're SOL, man. You might actually be bored. Also, there's no... No, listen. What? Oh, yeah, no, I know. Don't worry. I just moved. Just relax. Let me change the camera. Holy crap. I only just sat down. I know I'm low. It's okay. Getting low. Get low, get low. To the windows, to the walls.
It's over 9,000!
Sleepy Developer has just tipped 200, all the boxes.
Whoa, wait, what? Hi, Throttle. What? Who, what? Rat? Who you calling a rat? Who let
You're
Whiskey
messing
out of
with
their
my Zen
corner?
thing, man.
Whiskey, thank you so much for the 11
Whiskey
months of
Throttle
Prime, man.
Games has just subscribed.
Sleepy Developer. Holy shit, Sleepy. Thank you so much. $200 freaking tip. Listen, Sleepy just ran in here and slid in a giant.
Oh my.
Big old tip. Whiskey Throttle Games. Why you coming in here? And why are you calling me a rat? Listen, those totes are going to keep getting used, so, you know, that still counts as a housewarming gift, because they'll just... Yeah, you're right, I am nasty. You damn straight I'm nasty. I admit I'm nasty. Y'all are nasty, too. Whiskey Throttle Games is just jealous because he doesn't have a beautiful ass freaking space truck like I do. This is quite literally the space trucker's dream ship right here. So how you doing, brother? Hey, chat. Can someone go and look for the Crayola multicolor snack pack for Whiskey, please? Make sure it has at least one red one. Don't redirect this towards chat. You don't have to admit it to any. No. Y'all got to admit you're nasty too. Fair's fair. I'll put this all on just Dad. You gotta admit to your own nastiness too. Only the red. Okay, there you go. Can we get Whiskey Throttle Games a red Crayola snack pack. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Okay, so we've got to head to Loreville so I can re-rent this thing because the rental fee on it is just about up. We've got 38 minutes before the rental comes due on this, so we're gonna jump all the way to Loreville. I only have the 10 packs of a single color available. I have all the colors available. Okay, you know what? Nuts Life, can you take the red your red your one red 10 pack and handle and you know and give 5 of those to Whiskey? He needs a snack, okay? By the way, those of you, if you know, you know, that comes down to anybody who's spent any time in military service generally understands exactly what the hell Whiskey and I are talking. I'll take one of the purple packs. There you go. No need to remove them. I just not send you 10 packs in those colors. There you go. See, there you go. You get 10 packs of the red. You okay with that? Are you okay with that? Woo! All right. We're on our way back to Loreville. I need to pay for the re-rental of this ship. During Fleet Week, I report drunk rowdy shipment to the MP. I'm doing my part. But have you earned citizenship? Service is citizenship, sir. Absolutely. I can save them there. See, exactly. I can save them for later. Yeah, Whiskey can take a couple to work with them. They post the numbers. They don't want a bad image. Listen, Slider, you're still not striking me as the kind of person who is actually a citizen. Mm-hmm. Service for citizenship. I have a citizen watch. I don't have the watch. Oh my God. Oh my sweet heaven. Sweet baby Jesus. Okay. He's like, I don't have the watch. I just wanted to slide in real quick, drop you alert. Watching while I finish up. Hey, you do what you got to do, man. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. By the way, Super Mario popped in the other day. Glad to see some of the OGs keep kicking around and keep stopping in. It is really good to see. And I really do truly appreciate, you know, some of you from True Ultimate Gamers and Team MZ and everything else that have been around since the very start of this. You guys keep coming back, right? So thank you. Appreciate it. And I mean, that's the thing. I know that we got some bodies in here that have been here for like 7 years already too. And a lot of you, the crazy part is there are a lot of you that were here when it was still Cascade Overload before we transitioned over to Scott's Arcade, right? And I know, here's the thing. I know that transition and rebrand lost a lot of bodies, but I mean, it was a split with my ex, and you know, that was 4 years ago. It was the tail end of COVID, and you know, I moved away from my kids, and I felt like, you know, restarting life at 48 was kind of the, hey, I still sometimes want to put that when I'm messaging you in chat. Talk to him for a bit. Yeah, Dennis. Yeah, no, I know. I still really scare him is. Oh, I didn't know that, but yeah, I still pop in from time to time on Dennis and Bruce Wayne Brady and a couple of others, you know, from back in the day. I still haven't had the opportunity to catch you yet, though. And I look forward to a point when I can catch you while you're live. And I am available and have the opportunity to sit down and just stick around for a little bit. Here's the thing. I'm pretty nervous. Like, I'm kind of nervous with regards to like the move and everything, because again, it's a lifestyle shift, and you know, got to pack and then set up over there, and you know, sort of everything. It's going to be like a different atmosphere. It's going to take a little bit to get sort of things. Big Crazy Ape is now Gomez GG. I didn't really spend a lot of time watching Big Crazy Ape, though, if I'm being honest. Right? The realities of living. Well, no, and it's has nothing to do with the realities of living together versus the romance of it at all. It's just, it's the changing, because everything is going to change. Like, again, the reality of it is there's going to be a change in the methodology. It's literally going to be a change of backdrop and background. More night streams, more than likely. She and I are going to be co-streaming quite frequently if I'm streaming in the evenings, right? I'm still going to be streaming during the day, but there's going to be a schedule shift. It's trying to get her schedule and my schedule more aligned. But yeah, there'll be more streaming at night too, because then she and I can do co-op gaming when she works a very traditional 9 to 5, right? Like, I can't really say traditional because she only has to go into the office right now like once a week. You know, most of it is all done remotely. She was exhausted, man, when she got home. She didn't get home until 8 p.m. last night. Which is absolutely freaking insane. Purely because of traffic. When she left Toronto, it took her almost 3 hours to get home because of traffic last night. She was out the door at the office just after 5 p.m. and it was purely because of traffic. So she was exhausted. Yeah, a train, I wish it'd be nice, but unfortunately there's no train service from here that would work with her work schedule. We're far enough out from the central part of Toronto, or even the outskirts of Toronto for that matter. They did a test run with the Go Transit service, which does serve a lot of the greater Toronto area, and it failed. Yeah, first train at 8 a.m. Yeah, pretty much. That sounds about right. No, I know that's not true. And that's the thing is, really, unfortunately, the only way that functions is you have to be somewhere in what they refer to as the Golden Horseshoe, which is the greater Toronto area, in and around Niagara Falls, straight around to the Oshawa area of Toronto. If you do not live in that area, you do not have access to transit. Yeah, and that's exactly it, right? Like, so the only other way to get there is quite literally you drive. Oh, no. I want to exit. God. Exit the ship, please. Exit. God damn. That's like the cable cars here. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, there's one line that's local-ish. Yep. That sounds about right. Yeah. Used to be $5 cheaper than a cab. Yeah, but they don't give discounts or take the pass. Yeah, cheap ride up the hill. Yeah, And that's the unfortunate thing, right? We don't have a like a transportation system that advanced here. Like if you're living in a metropolitan area, you're great because a lot of metro areas have subway systems, they have buses, they have streetcars. But as soon as you're an hour and a half outside of a central core of a metropolitan built up area, if you don't own a vehicle, you're fucked. You are literally screwed. Right? So you're forced to own a vehicle and you are forced to drive. Yeah, see, and that's the thing. Dude, Slider, 100%. 40 minutes on a subway? Fuck yeah. Even if it was an hour on train from here to get to where her offices are for her, she even said, you know what? She'd be fine on the days that she had to go to the office, right? I drive her to the local station. She jumps on the train, and then I just meet to pick her up when she gets off the train, right? I just drive her to the station, and she just, hops on the train and an hour in, right? You don't have to worry about parking. You don't have to worry about freaking stupid traffic. None of it. But trying to use Go Transit, which is it's commuter train service within the Greater Toronto area. When they tried to expand outside of the Toronto area, it failed. Unfortunately, it fucking failed miserably. Everybody would much rather drive and spend the time and the money on the highway and the fuel expense than take the train for whatever reason. Because it's my independent. No, it was major time saving. People wanted the independence of having their having their vehicle with them. They'd rather spend the money. This is the dumb part. They would rather spend the money to park your car in a city, which, by the way, is stupidly expensive, the fuel, and the added wear and tear on your vehicle. We're not even Americans, though. You can't even say damn Americans. We ain't American. We're Canadian. It's crazy. Whoa, what's going on? We get the fuck.
Welcome to the ASOP
This one's
retrieval system.
Mm.
Your vehicle has been. Please visit us again.
Car freedom hosers, yeah, pretty much. But no, you're not wrong though. That is a design issue in the cities themselves too. Yeah, urban planning is shit. Let's be perfectly honest, and we'll be blunt about it. Urban planning in North America is hot fucking garbage. And if you mention anything about a 15-minute city, people lose their fucking minds. Like, they're going to be trapped within this boundary that they're not going to be allowed to leave. Like, what the shit? A car would be infinitely less convenient in a city. Yeah, you would think so, but apparently a lot of people want to own a car for a city. Yep, mega block. No light rail, shitty buses that are crack havens. Yep. About right. About right. Not wrong, sir. No, shit does add up. Absolutely. Like, here's the thing. I have misgivings about living in a rural, like a more rural area. There are certain aspects of living, because I spent almost 20 years living in Toronto myself. There are certain conveniences I miss about living in a major metropolitan area. Number one, being able to do, if I'm out of something, I wake up and I'm out of something at 3 a.m., I can go to a fucking grocery store and buy it. I need to pick up, I'm sick and I need to pick up a prescription from a pharmacy. I can do that at 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, right? Like, yeah, $1 cut, yeah, right? Right? Yeah, stuff like that, exactly. $1 coffees in the AM, stuff like that. I miss the cultural aspects of it, the museums, the art galleries, right? Like the different food festivals. That's stuff that I actually really, truly miss. Like the music festivals. I miss the cultural aspect of living in a metropolitan area. I do not miss the cost, because holy shit, the cost is absurd. I don't miss the traffic, and I don't miss the noise. It's a lot of the conveniences of living in a large metropolitan built up center like Toronto or Calgary or Vancouver or, you know, LA or New York City, you know, DC, whatever city is in your general area, or if you're over in Europe like Paris, France, or Luxembourg, or you know, Berlin, or I think if you're in the Netherlands, what is it, Amsterdam, right? Like places like that, Rotterdam. You know, you're living in these built-up places, and you have a lot of conveniences that if you move to a more rural community, yes, the people are friendlier, but there's a lot less. There's no nightlife. So if you do have a night you want to go out, it is a lot harder to do stuff like that, because otherwise then you've got to make a whole trip of it where you've got to go to, like, for instance, right? It's hard to explain the instant fun demand access in good urban areas. It is hard to explain it. It really is. Right? Coffee shop owned by people from Mexico, slinging the best damn tamale ever. Dude, that sounds incredible, right? Right? And that was the thing, like, with when I was living in Toronto, there was a couple of places that friends and I would, if we wanted a night out, we would regularly go to. One of them was right downtown. So if you wanted to be right in the central core, right in the heart of Toronto, we would go to a place called the Friar and Firkin. Right now, the Firkin pubs, they are a Canadian chain, but they are all sort of British and Irish pub type establishments. Right? They have a full menu, they've got a full kitchen, but each one has their own sort of unique ambiance, right? Do they sell merkins? I don't know. Do they? But they're modeled after traditional British, Irish, and Scottish pubs. So during the summer, it was quite common for friends and I to get together and head downtown, because we could jump on the freaking streetcar, we could jump on the subway, right? Head downtown, go to this place, have a couple of pints, have a good meal, sit out on the patio and people watch. Whereas, you know, if we wanted something a little more, like a little bit different, we could go to one of the Firkin pubs up on Bloor Street, which was, you know, it was the Swan and Firkin. But they had this beautiful rooftop freaking patio that overlooked Bloor Street. And it's like all flowers and like beautiful freaking mature trees. It's a completely different vibe city-wise. Like, you've got the hustle and bustle of being in a downtown central part at the Friar, but out on at the Swan and Firkin, it was a lot more laid back with this really nice, you know, well-appointed rooftop patio. And a completely different crowd of people, right? Or, you know, you could go downtown, you know, in mid-autumn and wander through. They do this thing annually in Toronto called Nuit Blanche. And it is a 24-hour citywide art exhibit. Most of it is all downtown, but they do live art shows and exhibits all through the entire downtown core. They have these special exhibits set up all over the city, right? And it's 100% free. The only thing it costs you is your time and some transit money to get around the city if you need food and drink, right? But the art itself is free. You just go around, you see what you want to see, you go to the different exhibits, you know, some of them are interactive, right? But it's free. And this is a 24-hour thing, and they start it at 8 p.m. on a Friday evening. And but that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about, right? So you end up missing that cultural aspect. Okay, we gotta get ourselves ready. Oh, okay, well, we're gonna have to wait now. All right, we gotta wait for a moment. Ahoy, hoy, Ruben. Hello. Yeah, what are you? But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there again, it's. But honestly, I don't miss the environmental stress of living in a city. I don't miss the constant noise, the crime, the traffic, and the shitty air quality. Like, yeah, right, dude, Slider. There's been more than a few occasions where I've gone to some random dive bar or a random jazz bar, and all of a sudden there's like fucking, you know, like you go to a dive bar and next thing you know, Deadmau5 is fucking at the deck spinning, right? Like just random shit. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Leaving them home alone. But that's what I mean, right? It's kind of nuts. It is an experience unto himself, right? Yeah, buying Craig Robinson drinks and leaving him alone, right? You know, or you know, during again another fall regular or annual event in Toronto is the Toronto International Film Festival. 3 weeks, roughly 3 weeks. They also do fashion week during that time too. Which is all international fashion. So you've got all of these actors and actresses in. There's red carpet events. It's such a big fucking, and it's crazy. You can go downtown at any given point and just randomly run into freaking, you know, very well known people who are on the DL. They're just out trying to grab a bite. They're just trying to enjoy a little bit of, you know, normal living, right? Without everybody hounding the living shit out of them. To which, honestly, I have a lot of respect for. Or, you know, running into, you know, being at a local downtown hangout where you run into local television personalities, people that you're personally familiar with, whether from, you know, news or, you know, entertainment programs or whatever on, you know, a variety of different local television stations, right? That was just a small window of my life too, right? I went to a big popular club on shows, right? Small city, 7x7, yeah. Yeah, of which money lives in maybe 3x2. Yeah. You do. Absolutely. Like, it'd be nothing to be walking down the street and all of a sudden you'd see like freaking Matt Damon, who apparently absolutely fucking loves Toronto. As does He's actually got a place. He's got a condo in downtown Toronto, right? Like, but that's what I mean. Like, it's just randomly running into people, going to the Drake Hotel. By the way, the Drake Hotel, not Drake the artist. The Drake Hotel has been around for like fucking 250 goddamn years. It is still the original goddamn building. It is still functional as a hotel. Predates the artist, okay? Or walking down the street and they're filming a movie or television show and you get asked to just, you know, blend in, just be fine with walking down the street past it while the camera's on, right? Tony Shalhoub, man, Monk. Oh my God, Tony Shalhoub. So, but that's what I mean. It's stuff like that. There are aspects of that metropolitan living that I miss. There are a lot of aspects that I don't miss, right? Must be Monk and we keep going. Yeah, right. But that was the thing. Like, it was kind of like you could do, for me personally, it was never one of those I'd meet somebody and then, or see somebody and freak out like, oh my God, I can't believe. It'd be like, hey, how's it going? Right? Like, and just keep going. Keep going. Be nothing to it. Just, right? Leave the house. Yeah. Leave the house and anything is possible. Yeah. And now, here you don't get so much of that. It is definitely a lot more quiet. Rednecks are kind of obnoxious, so let me be honest. And I am one, for the record, because I did grow up as a farm kid. I'm a redneck for all intents and purposes. I spent my formative years growing up on a farm, doing chores, slinging freaking crap out of pens, feeding animals, plowing fields, helping, you know, the local, the neighbors with doing straw, baled straw and hay, you know, tending to other people's fields, harvest. I'm redneck. I own it. I'm a goddamn redneck, Chad. Okay? All right. I feel like I'm going to try this large cargo theft again. We're going to try this. Let's track it. Now, while we're here, I'm also going to accept the call to arms off. Then we're going to go to the maps. Go to location. What? Wait, what? Why is it? Okay, we're going to go to logistics depot then. Actually, can I get closer than that? Okay, we're going to go to Drifter's Outpost. And we'll fly from Drifters. Be back later. Golf and lunchtime. All right. Enjoy, man. Thanks for being here, Slider. I appreciate you, dude. Okay. We now have a point to jump to. We're going to attempt. And we are going to clear out whatever threat we need to be able to get the cargo that we need so we can make some money. And I think we're going to change the music. Once we get underway here, we're going to change the music. So. All right, we're good to go. There it is. As much as I like the synthwave, gotta get me some of that space trucking vibe. Oh yeah, the space banjo calls to me, chat. Yeah, I won the bit. Dude, 57 American pesos. Nice. GG's. Okay. What kind of a machine are you getting? This is a mid-90s laptop? Is that what you were saying? Like an older laptop? Oh, the intercity service from the station in front of my apartment building is 15 minutes during the day hours, both ways, also stopping service, all 2-hour interspersed. Yeah. Tandy 1500? Holy shit, dude, that is old. That is some old school. And we're all buying garbage. Are you buying garbage? I don't think you're buying garbage. Kept in its original carrying case with a mouse and a power pack. He's like, we'll see. I messaged seller. Okay, so Slider was buying stuff. Slider has to explain what he was buying. I already know what he's buying, but it's not my place to say. And no, it was not a mail order bride from Russia. Doesn't power on, but I'm going to tinker with it. Sometimes that's all you need. Oh, the Canaan #1 from 2015, signed variation. Dude. With baby Canaan wrecking droids? Yeah. That's the one. Oh. Yeah, good old baby Kanan wrecking them droids. I mean, I don't see a problem with it. That looks pretty, it looked pretty good, man. Was that one a 9.6? The storefront is a Goodwill in Kansas City, so only if you... Oh, that's not bad. Oh, that's not bad at all. Unsure I care, unsure I care over 9.4 if looking good. I mean, that's actually, honestly, that's a legit way of looking at it. If it's over 9.4, yeah, right? Like, it doesn't really matter at that point. Okay, where is it gonna let me? Let's see. Let's see if it'll let me jump to this point. This one has some ink transfer, but I think it's the back. Yes, not Slife? I'm assuming it's a quality scale of some sort. Probably, yeah, 9.4, yeah. So when you're talking about stuff like comic books, trading cards, when you're looking at, like, if it's in mint condition, 9.4, 9.6, 9.8, 10, yeah. How can I get SATA drives to work on my motherboard? Number one, you need the appropriate SATA power cable from your power supply. Number two, you need a SATA drive cable. This is a brand new one, I think. This is a brand new system we just built. All right, so yeah, you need to have the you need to have SATA cables and the appropriate SATA power cable from the. Those are built into my case. So what next? You've just got to make sure that those you've got the appropriate connectors on the motherboard. That's all. Your motherboard should have SATA drive connectors. Well, that fucking sucked. 1.9, huh? All right, well, looks like we're going to Shubin Mining Facility SM018. Plug them in, no joy. Go into Windows. In Windows, go to your start menu. Actually, no. You know what? Hit your little... Let's make this less confusing. No. Okay, number one, not Slife. Go into your BIOS and see if the BIOS recognizes those drives. If you have power and the data cable plugged in to the drive, you have power plugged into the drive, you have data cable plugged into the drive, and you have the data cable plugged into the appropriate port on the motherboard, then go into your BIOS and see if the BIOS recognizes it. The BIOS does not? Interesting. It is quite possible that the drive might be DOA. You might have just gotten a bad unit. Because here's the thing, the BIOS needs to recognize that drive before you can do anything. Yeah, it sounds like it might be a bad drive. Okay, this is gonna take a second because it wouldn't let me jump to the fucking location. Oh, also, oh, it is not a new hard drive? Yeah. Yeah, actually, that's the other thing. What Sleepy Developer actually states is correct. Go into the BIOS and make sure that the SATA ports are actually turned on. Wow. So we've got a heat warning from right now until Wednesday at 9 a.m. Fucking Lord, next week is brutal. Holy goddamn. When did Canada lick the fucking sun and piss it off? Look for anything that says SATA. S-A-T-A. All right, well, might as well get ourselves situated here. All right, that's better. I don't like the fact that I've got to do it this way. We're supposed to be able to jump to mission locations, but for whatever reason, it seems to be a bit of a dick about it. Let's see if it'll do it now. Invalid target. Yeah, routing unavailable. Yeah, that's pretty much our entire next week right there, Sleepy. Definitely not looking forward to that. Next week might be evening streams instead. Just depending by judging by the average weather. So we're in a ship that really isn't built to do any kind of combat, but unfortunately, you want the big money, you still got to be able to go in. So we're going in. Thankfully, we don't seem to have any bogeys around us, so now in BIOS and SATA slots. SATA slot info says NA. Is it the only thing in your BIOS that is has anything to do with SATA? Also, sometimes you need to try different SATA ports for your drive. Now, here's a question, Nutslife. Do you have a brand new SATA drive? Or a different SATA drive? Okay, that's problematic. Can you test the SATA drive in your old PC? At least, hopefully, we'll get there soon. I'm looking down and I'm like, dude, this is gonna take forever. I mean, it doesn't really seem to matter. I could have gone to the Shubin mining facility SM10 and we're still out in the middle of nowhere. No to new, yes to different. Yeah, I'm not really sure, like, there are a couple of different things it could be. It could be a bad power connector. It could be a bad data cable. Sometimes what I would actually do in a situation like this is I would actually, if I've got a secondary PC that has a SATA port, I would plug the SATA drive into that one with a data cable and the power connector in that PC and see. And it doesn't need to be screwed. The drive doesn't need to be screwed into anything because you just literally plug it in, turn the machine on, go into the BIOS and see if the BIOS recognizes it. If the BIOS recognizes it, that usually determines that it is then a connector problem. It is not the drive, right? So it's because you've got two, you still have both systems if memory serves correctly. So if that's the case, use the system that the drive was originally in and test it in that. If the PC picks it up, that means that it is a cable connection. Whether it's a power connector or it's the data cable. Always check the data cable first because, believe it or not, SATA data cables go bad pretty easily. They're pretty cheaply made. Like, they're very cheap. Okay, it took us a little bit longer to get here than I wanted, but we're finally coming in. At least it's daytime. Got a little of that atmospheric burn on the ship. Nice. A little bit of that atmospheric glow happening. So we're gonna hit down here. We're gonna hit this derelict outpost. Came with my PC, so cannot be that old. It doesn't matter. Sometimes cables are just bad out of the package. I've had that more times than not. Because again, SATA data cables are freaking cheap AF. So believe me, just because your cables came with the PC doesn't mean that they're not necessarily bad cables. They don't have to be old to be bad. You can have cables brand new out of the package not work. Also, the cables that you're talking about, the new ones, they were pre-installed in the case. Sometimes stuff can go wrong when you pre-install cables in a case. They can get pinched with a cable tie or something. Like, there's all sorts of things that can go. Literally, there are a million possibilities of something going wrong. Seating the drive also helps. All right. Well, we're here, chat. Oh, so this is this isn't like an SSD that you're talking about. This is actually like a traditional hard drive. Yeah, that would also, yes, making sure that the cable is appropriately freaking seated would also help, yes. That would also, yeah. I don't know if I want to get out of my ship at this point. But what we might be able to do. You know what would actually be really good right about now? I hope this works. If this doesn't work, this is gonna suck.
Yeah, this world don't love me. Don't give me no rock and roll. Yes, this world don't love me. Don't give me no rock and roll. Yeah, if this world don't love me, might as well give myself on home. Yeah, this world don't love me. It shot me down once or twice. Ooh, this world don't love me.
Chat, we just figured it out. I don't even have to land this bitch.
It's got a core on fire, but the poles are cold as ice. Yeah, I'm packing up my things for a transgalactic flight. I'm setting on my speeds faster than light, 'cause this world don't give me no rocket.
Woo! I could have killed somebody with that, by the way.
Yeah, I'm loading up the big rig, setting off. I'm bound for home. Ooh, this world don't love me. It shouts and it carries on. Ooh, this world don't love me. Yeah, it shouts and it carries on. It tells me I'm no good. And even when I'm right, I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm packing up my things for a transgalactic flight. I'm setting on my speeds faster than light, 'cause this old world don't give me no rock and roll. Yeah, I'm loaded.
I almost stole. And this Deer Views is a. And this, dear viewers, is a textbook case of pepcac. Problem exists between keyboard and, I mean, not wrong. Oh. Shit. Oh, God. Don't drop that on somebody's head. That'd be.
Yes, I'm packing up my things.
It's hard to tell where the freaking pip is.
I'm setting on my speeds faster than light, 'cause this old
Okay.
Yes, I'm setting off, 'cause I'm bound for home. Yes, Lord, I'm bound for home.
Excuse me. Hi, Zool. We're just hovering over a dangerous point with a ship that has a tractor beam so I don't die. 'Cause I was like, nah, I'm not getting out of my ship. There are other players down there murdering everything, and I'm like, nope. Nuh-uh. No, I'm just gonna hover over the freaking landing zone, and I'm going to collect what I need to do here without encountering any kind of flack or bullshit from anybody, because F this crap. All right, I think, yeah, right underneath. Okay, we should be all right. Like I said, I am not getting off my ship if I don't need to. My ship is currently in a freaking VTOL mode, and I'm hovering my ass over the battlefield. And I've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the crates that I need. I'm like, nope. No. Play smarter, not harder. That's right, chat. Play smarter, not harder. This is how you do it. You literally hover over the battlefield and just collect what you need and say fuck everything else. Got to be very careful about what I'm currently doing here. Excuse me? What the frack? That's okay. Excuse me, sir. How are you doing? Now the best part is I could technically dip at any point in time. I can grab this stuff and then go and punch it somewhere safe and then verify that I have everything I'm supposed to have, but it looks like I've got everything. There's the other last two. Here it is. Excuse me. What the hell is my pet? There it is. Jesus. It is very hard, by the way, to see my pip on this. It is such a light color that it is very difficult to see. There it is. Okay, that's better. Woo! Jeez. Sheesh. quick. Yeah, so it disappears. There it is. All right, we got it. Cheers. Yes, that box was totally next to the big squiggle on the ground. Can't see shit. On the ground, can't see shit. Pretty much exactly how it went, too. Okay, there we go. I can now escape. We got what we needed. 100% recovered. Good. Indeed. Thank God for the ability to use a tractor beam. Whew. All right. Now to get this ship out of VTOL mode. And now we book it the F out of here. Objective complete. Let's go. We're out of here, baby. Woo! We just figured out the glitch. We got the hack, chat. Plus 10 to the game dev. You back up with big haulers like this and it starts beeping. I'm just glad that being able to do this, I didn't even have to get off my ship. I did not have to engage with the players on the ground in any way, shape, or form. I literally was like, nah, man. Nah. Nah, fam. Y'all can be shooting the shit out of each other down there. I want no part of this smoke. I am out. Okay, let's go to, you know what? We're going to go to new cabbage. Please, we're going to drop this off at Loot Cabbage. I bet you can flick the cargo containers halfway across the continent. You can. Actually, if I'd wanted to, if I really wanted to be an asshole, I could have used the cargo containers as weapons against the people on the ground. I could have flicked them at the people and turn them in, just lob them around like freaking, rocks from a catapult. %, could have done it. Wait, you can carpet bomb with the car? Yes, you can. I could sit there actually. If you learn how to control the tractor beam right, you can actually have somebody with the max lift tractor beam holding onto a container in front of you, using it like a shield while they're ADSing around it to shoot other players or other enemies. Or in this case, I could have just used the freaking tractor beam and grab smaller ships and use them. It's so good. It is so good. It's like a freaking, it's hacked, man. It's absolute hacked. That's the beauty when you get into the larger ships with tractor beams, is that gives you the ability to just be such an evil ass bag. Like Gmod, but more fun. The gravity gun and right, exactly. Yeah, kind of like using the gravity gun to throw things at players. But yeah, I could here, and here's the best part. As far as I know, I wouldn't get a crime stat for it. That's the evil part. As far as I know, you don't get a crime stat because you're not using a weapon. Even though you are absolutely using a weapon, you are using a crate full of whatever commodity as the weapon and a tractor beam. Oh God, oh my God, I remember playing. I loved the gravity gun in Half-Life 2. It was probably one of my favorite weapons. It really was. Yeah, flinging physics objects at each other rather than guns. I remember just using the like saw blades and stuff like that in Half-Life 2 with the gravity gun and just decimating things. It was so much fun. You know, freaking belt the shit out of everything with like, you know, like canisters and saw blades and bits of wood and chairs and crates. It's like, oh, it's so good. All right, well, that actually worked out quite well. We now officially know how to fix this. Folks, if you're just joining us, the modified gravity gun you get late in HL2 with Ragdoll. I know, it's so good. You grab people and freaking whip them around into other people. It's fucking evil. It was so evil. It was so freaking evil. So, Argo RAFt kind of hacked. So sad. Yeah, it was very satisfying against the Combine soldiers. It absolutely was. Keep it on. Keep on keeping on. Drives recognized. Nice. Sorry we couldn't be more help for you, Nuts Life. I'm glad it's working for you, man. I had to seat the cable in a little bit better. It was a bad connection, all right. Just had to push the cable in a little bit until you felt the click. Anybody remember those days? Push the cable in till you feel the click. Oh boy, let's go. Make us some money. Money, 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 money. Oh, 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 we're a little too close to the edge. Too close to the edge. We're good. We're good. All right. I remember having to play origami with drive cable. The days of the OG freaking IDE cables where, yeah, you literally played origami with them because you had to like flat fold them and origami them into shapes to get them around things and like to hide them. God damn, I do not miss that. I do not miss that in any way, shape, or form. Alrighty. Well, excuse me, sir. No, remote turret, please. Thank you. Right. Damn it. Alright. I'm gonna put that on there, but I don't think that's... Oh, god damn it. Soul. Back when CompUSA was around, I got one of those that had the rounded IDE cables. Oh my god, yes. I remember not only having the rounded IDE cables, but they were sleeved. and the sleeving was UV reactive. So I had cold cathode UV lights in my freaking PC back in the day. Back before RGB was even a thing. God, I'm such a fucking nerd. God, I am such a nerd. Minty green ones? Mine glowed white. I had ones that glowed white, and then I went for the UV reactive blue. Woo, minty green. Sick. Is that like winter green? Well, somebody tried to take a pot shot at me while we were freaking parked there doing the things, but okay, and well, let's carry that. Thank you. I had the Antec SX1040B modular full. Oh my god. Fans today, slots for a stupid number of drives. Oh my god, the Antec drives were pretty dope back in the They were kind of the OG. No. Okay. That's all I needed to do. I don't even need to put my helmet back on. The thing is, there's all sorts of really great cases out now. That's the one thing I think we're actually kind of in that golden age of PC enclosures. There are so many really good PC enclosures these days. There used to be just like, I can remember back when, you know, you didn't have a lot of choice. Like, you were kind of limited with your options. But now we've got like a ridiculous amount of choice. Oop. Okay, I'm trying to do this without breaking the ship. You know, I don't care about the hangar bay, but I care more about the it's a rental, okay? I don't want to have to pay for the extras. I don't want to pay extra for the insurance. Like, sheesh. My brand new tower, I've got better space for hard drives than my old system. You did your old system though, it was a pre-built, right? You bought pre-built, or did you build your old system yourself? I find pre-builts are a bit of a different beast. I will say that if you're looking for a higher end graphics card, a lot of times you're better off getting a deal on a pre-built. I expect that I did. Okay, so you did build the other one. Okay, nice. I wasn't sure. I thought for some reason that your previous build was also a pre-built. Older pre-builts had standard. Oh god, yeah. The my only problem that I had with a lot of pre-built is that their power supplies. Man, if you want to talk about cheaping the fuck out power supplies, They always cheap ass on the power supply. Like, they don't give you any additional headroom for anything. Like, so one of my biggest beefs with system integrators is with a pre-built, you run into the issue where the power supply is the maximum power that the power supply puts out is the minimum that the system requires for basic functionality. It doesn't include power spikes under heavy CPU load or heavy GPU load. There's no overhead at all. Like, if the minimum spec for your hardware to run is 550 watts, they'll put a 550 watt power supply in. And they don't care. Even though technically you should have a 700 watt power supply in your system to give you the overhead just in case of overages, like you get a massive power draw on your CPU under load or your GPU under load, right? And it's like these system integrators don't account for that, or they do and they just don't give a shit because they're cheap assing out on it, right? And then you run into the issue where, you know, your system crashes or hard locks because you're doing something that's a little more system intensive and the power draw is too much and the power supply goes, nope, kicks in the power protection circuit and shuts off your system. By the way, that happens. That is far more common than people want to, like, people understand. Yeah, PSU's running balls out, max wattage. No. You shouldn't. Like, here's the thing. If you're, say you're building a PC for the first time and you're using like a power calculator to figure out what you need to have for the power supply and things like that. If the calculator comes back and spits out saying, hey, you should have 700 watt. What you should actually be doing is 700 watts plus 150 and getting an 850 watt power supply. Or, like, truthfully, for full honesty, you literally go, okay, well, everything total is drawing 750,000 watt power supply, because then you have room for future upgrades. How much power to use on a circuit, aka the editor? Yeah, exactly. The 80% rule. Thank you. Absolutely. The 80% rule. Okay, I'm eating a goddamn granola bar. Okay. I don't want to hear boo diggy about nothing. I'm eating my damn granola bar, okay? Because I need that. There you go. That nutrition. Need that nutrition. Yep. Good old 80% rule. That's right. Oh, yeah, there it is. That sweet, sweet 150K. Boom, done.
That's what I love to see. Another contract complete.
I already know I can't put the 337s on this. It's a rental, so I can't change it. Which hurts my soul, for the record. I learned that rule working in one of the data center labs at work as a young engineer. Yeah, and it's true though. It is quite literally the 80% rule. You want your power circuit to have 20% overhead. The maximum load is only ever 80%, but it's the same with hardware in general too. Right? Yeah, don't plug 30 amp worth of stuff into a 30 amp circuit unless you love telling facilities why your shit popped the breaker. Sleepy, you've been there. You've done that. We lost power, and when it was restored, that surge popped it. Yeah, Sleepy developers speaking from experience. Okay, so that's done. That's complete. We get back in the cockpit, in the pilot. We're gonna get back into the pilot seat here. Turn the engines on. 100%. Nice. All right. I would like to see the journal. I'd also like to see where is my second life drive? Second life resource drive. Ooh, we're almost there. Hurston is. How is Hurston still winning? Come on. Why do people want Hurston Dynamics to win? Like, Breaker was supposed to pop, but didn't. Yep. Also managed to somehow get 40 to 50 amp worth of stuff to run on a 30 amp circuit. Facilities was doing a touch test and burned their hand. Oh no. Holy crap. Oh, wow. That is a lot of suck. Okay, we're going to take that one. We're going to track that one. We're going to Shubin Mining Facility SM013. Got it. Check. All right. No crashing. Hello, John. Good afternoon. Remember an electrician telling me wired a building with battery backup. Power failed in 3 days. Forgot to switch off battery pack. Oof. Oh, Jesus. That's terrible. God damn. Let's just say I got on really good terms with the people managing the building. Also, 240 volt to the fingertips. No, it really doesn't. Also, something that might surprise a lot of you. Did you know that it is quite common to wire industrial machines at 550 live? Did you know that that's common? Also, 500? That'll put you out of commission for a couple of days if you fucking zap yourself. 240 sucks. 120, little tingle, like licking a 9-volt battery. 240, that one's gonna sting. 500 will knock you off a ladder into a fucking wall. Will quite literally knock you the fuck out. But remember, chat, it's not voltage that kills you, it's amperage. Yeah, major power circuits are all 480 volt 3-phase. Oh my God. I have nightmares from wiring industrial machines back when I was much younger, when I was working for a company called Arnold Manufacturing. I have goddamn nightmares of that shit. 480, 550, 3-phase power. Just remember, though, it's not the voltage, it's the amperage. Yeah, 3-phase is a death sentence. Yes, it fucking is. Frightful nose. It didn't go any of the 3-phase stuff. Steer cleared it. Yeah. Hey, Quantum Twitch. We're space trucking. Pretty good though. How are you doing? All right. I'm hoping that. Okay. So, which one of this? That is where we're going. That's to collect the ship. Okay. We are definitely, we're definitely above. Now I've just got to make sure I line up. Yeah. The 3-phase stuff, we didn't really fuck around. Honestly, usually when we were installing stuff like the industrial lathes and everything, the 3-phase stuff, or some of the electrical motors for conveyor systems and everything, there were a couple of times where in order to actually properly get everything going, we had to have it live. But the guys who were doing the install work were properly grounded at, like, they were properly connected. They had the gloves on and the whole bit, right? Because they had to. Especially when we were doing stuff for the salt mine and the fucking grain elevators, the Goddard's grain elevators, wasn't optional. They bitched about it, but it was not optional. It wasn't even up for discussion. It was like, no, these are the rules. There's a reason these rules exist, right? It slowed things down considerably. Yeah, when doing that stuff, you pull the main breaker, shut the whole thing down. I can tell you from experience, Frightful, 90% of the stuff that we did with the 3-phase was not shut down. The breaker was not popped. Everything was live, and it was hot when we wired it. I'm not saying that's the way you're supposed to do it. I'm just saying that's how it was done. And that was with the electrician that was working for Arnold doing the installs. But chicken stick handy. I'm not saying that's the way it should be done. I'm just saying this is how we did it. So here's a question. So Quantum, have you, by any chance, you probably have, but I'm just asking because this is something that I've gone through for like quite some time myself, because I do have a pretty bad problem, especially with inflammation. Have you talked to like your general practitioner regarding your inflammation and how to reduce it without taking any kind of medications? Because let's be honest, anti-inflammatories are great, but you know, the problem is they're also not great. Like, they're not good for your body, your liver, your kidneys, your freaking digestive tract.
You can't stop a meteor coming down. You won't stop a bull when it's barreling down on you. Like you can't stop the change that's rushing through.
Because I know that was controlling inflammation 9 times out of 10 is better than it taking anything for pain. But it's, and you know, the crazy part is because inflammation usually ends up meaning that your body is retaining like fluids in places where fluids probably shouldn't be in, you know, being held in large quantity. And one of the things that my doctor was very straightforward with me about was the best way to fix that is to actually drink more fucking water. That was the number one thing he said. Drink more water. Reduce intake of everything else, increase intake of water. Select all. I don't know what the hell's going on there. The elevator is capable of taking 120 SU. How in the... Chicken stick? Sounds oddly familiar. Refresh my memory.
You won't stop the wave that washes all your sins.
Trust me, Frightful, I'm not saying that the way that the guys when I worked for Arnold did it was right, but background in pharma, usually need to educate the MDs, but they do what they can to give and give up. See, I've got my general practitioner is effectively like Dr. House, if you guys know who that is from the TV show. The one that is played by Hugh Laurie. He always looks at the root cause. He doesn't treat the symptoms. He gets to the bottom of things, to the root cause, and treats the cause. Oh, I know Ontario Hydro works on their shit live all the time. That shit's fucking... Dude, that stuff's terrifying. Oh, fuck. Really? Come on. There's 120 SU in this? No. We're not dealing... We're gonna try the other one. One of these elevators is gonna give me exactly what the F I need. Why is my... What the hell is happening? Oh, my GPU memory temp 100. Oh my god, it's at 100 C? Oh, my GPU might be a little unhappy. After this, I might have to take a bit of a break. We're gonna move the ship over, by the way. I want to make sure my load came. There they are. Okay, good. Yes. All right, let's do it. Some of this stuff is running a little weird. I'm like, what the hell is happening here? No. We want lower deck. Thank you. Pardon? My funniest was when I was at the hematologist and got the diagnosis for abnormal blood status. That was very helpful. Basically, one of the best doctors on blood said, if I know, said F if I know, but that's not how it's supposed to be. Chat, I have a sneaking suspicion. Server's crashing. Maybe? Yeah. No, I understand what you mean. I think we might end up dealing with the wrath of the 30K here. That is the only way into the ship, by the way. The only way into the ship. Oh no, 30K though, ship. I mean, it's the Argo RAFt. The RAFt is pretty solid ship. I would very much like it if it would give me a ladder. Huh. I hate it. We need an emergency ladder in, you know? I've been locked out of my own goddamn ship. How's that even possible? This is very strange. Achievement unlocked. Locked out of own ship. Listen, sir. No. That's the one I wanted. God damn it. We're not achievement hunting. Not an achievement, sir. All right, well, that's good. So uppies, uppies, can't park there, mate, uppies, shit. Okay, let me see, can I use a different ship? There's got to be something with this landing zone that's actually messing things up. Okay, is this locked? Here's. I think we know why this is a graveyard, chat. I can find one ship I can get into. This ship's looking a little rough. That's not a Crusader Industry ship. Oh, they've already got the skin. They've got the paint job for their ship. Nope, that one won't work. God, you couldn't have parked that any closer, could you have? Sir, this is... Okay, come on. Seriously? I feel like there should be a way in or out of there. Whoa, what the frack was that shit? guys are seeing the weird little graphics glitches, right? Well, it's Microtech, so it's... I actually think... unfortunately... Not... Okay, hold on. That's just my ship being an asshole. Got it. Okay, check. Yes, it's just my ship being an asshole. "100% my ship is being an asshole." I don't know how better to describe it. As you can see, had no problem getting into the freaking loader. The ship has power. Whoa! Really? Alright, let's see if maybe I can load the ship. And then that'll fix it. I don't know! Try getting in with the loader. I mean, I'm gonna try. I don't think we can take the loader with us. This loader, not specific. It won't fit into the ship. What I'm hoping for is that it'll just sort of correct itself. I hope. Ooh, just missed. Okay. So, that is gonna try this. Why are you doing this? Okay, well, that's fucking fun. Not really sure what to make of all of this other than what the F. This is so weird.